Bun, bună ziua și bine ați venit și vă mulțumesc frumos pentru participare. Mă numesc Rodica Palacean și fac parte din echipa HP și suntem localizați în HP, în București, scuze. Eu reprezint soluțiile și serviciile HP în România și în EC region. Ce anume intră, ca să știți pentru ce să vă adresați la mine, garanțiile, serviciile extra pe care le adăugați la speciale, pe care le adăugați la dispozitivele pe care le vindeți, dar de asemenea și cumva familia sau familiile mai puțin cunoscute, și anume digital services sau serviciile digitale, care sunt de fapt trei mari direcții sau, să zicem, familii. Cea de securitate, Wolf Security, HP Anywhere și Workforce Experience Platform, care până acum se chema Proactive Insights. Această platformă va fi disponibilă din septembrie 30 în România. A fost chiar acum a fost launch-ul pentru CE Region și a fost pe 30 aprilie. Și sperăm că până se mai updatează platforma, până în septembrie va fi completă și în format complet va fi disponibilă și pentru România. Înainte să-l prezint pe colegul meu, o să vă rog frumos să scanați acest QR code și să participați activ la întrebările pe care le vedeți. Pentru că, în primul rând, o să avem un Q&A session pentru a putea să răspundem la întrebările pe care le aveți despre platformă. Și anume, astăzi o să învățăm mai multe despre această platformă și ce presupune. Și, de asemenea, mai târziu o să avem și un mic joculeț și 5 cadouri pentru cei 5 câștigători norocoși. Așa că sper să ascultați și să fiți activi. Și puneți-vă ideile sau temerile sau ce anume mi se pare că, nu știu, vă neliniștește din perspectiva managementului IT. Mai târziu o să mai avem o întrebare. Puneți tot ce credeți despre asta, pentru că o să fie activă în continuare pe parcursul prezentării și o să putem să le... Eugen, bravo! Așa. Și va fi funcțională. La sfârșit o să o verificăm împreună cu dați și vom răspunde la toate întrebările pe care le aveți și dacă nu vreți să le scrieți, puteți să le adresați direct lui. Și acum aș vrea să zic că o să-l prezint pe Lars, colegul meu care este un specialist în serviciile digitale. Și astăzi o să vă vorbească mai mult despre platformă și o să vină cu mai multe informații noi pentru voi. Și acum aș vrea să îi acordăm un rând de aplauze ca să poate să ne audă, ca să vină și el spre noi. Hey, hi Lars. You scared me. What's happening?
Oh, you know, I almost missed everything. So I'm just back from an incredible mountain experience. So you see, I didn't even have time to change properly. And now you're making me like sweating like crazy and presenting in front of this awesome crowd here in P23.
Thank you for coming, but do your magic there with all the customers.
So, I need to take a breath. How do you say good afternoon properly in Romanian? Bună ziua! And mulțumesc, thank you very much for coming today and listening to us, to me, to Roddy, to the HP store. And you're wondering, why is this guy stupidly dressed like that? There is a reason behind it. Because I would like to introduce you not only to HP and HP Workforce Experience, but also to my dear family, my wife Dorothy, Ben and Tom. And as you can see, we love mountaineering. Yeah? So we love to climb, walk, whatever is possible. And I thought, while doing a little experience last year, over that time, sorry, I mean, it's so hot. We had a target as a family, that we want to climb that mountain. That's a bit more than 4,100 meters in the Alps as a family. Yeah? And in the same way as we made this little target, you have customers, they all have projects. They all have goals to accomplish. And you are here because your customers reward you. Yeah? Wherever you are, in whatever industry, in health, in banking, in manufacturing, your customers reward you because you are accomplishing missions and goals for them. Your teams, they are accomplishing missions in the same way like us. And sometimes those missions are easy, sometimes they're a little bit more tricky. Nowadays, missions usually become more complicated because when they are easy, AI can do them, yeah, or somebody else, but you are accomplishing the hard tasks. And this is why we're here, right? We have hard tasks to mention, and we do that not only in the working world with PCs, but it's about the employees. It's the people who accomplish these works. The PC thing, the pad sets, the printers, they're all good, but they're not the main purpose. Right? The main purpose is to achieve a mission, and people achieving a mission. And this is why we are here as HP, to help you achieve your mission. And we are doing that by, we call it employee experience. We want to push the experience of your employees with our HP solutions to the max. And the solution we are having in spec for you is called HP Workforce Experience. Now, back to the mountaineering stuff. I didn't brought all these things here from nothing. In mountaineering, especially if you climb a little bit higher, right now, if you're with this weather, being, I think, 3,000 meters and above, or 2,500 meters depending, you probably need the ice axe. If you're in a team, you will not get around the rope, which connects you with your team. But the higher you get, you also need to bring your components. So these, the first aid kit comes later, right? No, but these are, these are shoes that, like crampons. Yeah, you guys. So if you use them, you need to use them to walk on glaciers. Unfortunately, I don't want to ruin the carpet here, right? So I will not put them on. But the idea is, think about in a workplace, that being the printers, the iSacs, the PCs. Yeah. Then you have, if I empty this whole thing, I have multiple gears with me, an ice screw. All of that doesn't make sense if I just look at all the crampons of my family. Or if I just check the ice axis individually. It wouldn't make sense, right? In mountaineering, everybody, first of all, is responsible for their own stuff. And you check, is everything connected, to yourself, fitted to yourself? It's about the person. And each person in the team is working for everyone. Yeah? Not just the isolated things on its own, but everything needs to work nicely in harmony. And this is the idea of workforce experience. To do back and switch back to the demo. This is the idea of workforce experience. You have here a live view now of the portal where we see Where do we see it? What a little bit here. Launch. Voila, here we go. The fleet inventory. PCs, printers, virtual machines, video endpoints, telephones. So, not just, obviously, the classical PCs that we all have. If I click on it, let's look at it. It's not, you saw them, but also not just HP PCs, but also other manufacturers, other operating systems. You have them all at one glance. You see them, you understand how many you have. You have access to your printers from the same user interface very easily. You see the status, how they are working. You have access to your virtual machines. I'm browsing through it. And you keep me honest on time if I'm guilty. Virtual machines in the sense of not just HP Anywhere. By the way, if you don't know HP Anywhere, it's a high-performance remote access solution to either Windows 365 or to physical workstations or even Cisco hypervisors. And obviously we can also add more hypervisors here in order to gain and understand them. Then we have physical assets, so the thing usually called accessories, mice, keyboards, docking stations, displays, all nicely inventorized. Then video endpoints, meaning cameras, meeting rooms, they're all connected and we understand them. And when they're connected, it's not just that we know their serial number, but the idea is to understand how they are using it. So they are all sending telemetry data. And we will learn later what does it mean, how do the telemetry data work. But then there's one more thing. It's not just that we have the inventory, we also want to understand the overall what we call experience score. Because I said earlier, right, it's about the person, the employee who wants to achieve the objective. So at the end, it's not so important that you have understood the PC, whatever, but the idea, the thing you want to measure as an IT department is the overall score, the system health, the performance, the network health. So if your manager, your CEO of the business asks you as an IT department, what is your contribution? I have resolved 50 tickets. Not everybody even is reporting tickets. So the issue is tickets are somewhere, but often not reported. So here you have a really nice score to say, look, the overall score is excellent. The score is going down, and you will want to understand why is it going down. So you as an IT manager, you all of a sudden can share the contribution across the entire endpoint ecosystem with your managers. So what does it mean in our story? Let me continue. It's basically a summary. This slide summarizes what I just said there. The employee gets at the center. We understand, and not only through the telemetry data that we do have, but also through sentiments, score tracking. We could send a little survey, a pulse surveys, based on events. So if a blue screen happens, you can ask what happened. Event-based. And then we understand in connection with the telemetry data that is being shared by those endpoints, how it works together. For those who have already existing solutions in place, we have handlers APIs that basically allow you to access the data, the telemetry data, the results, and import it into your ServiceNow, into your Power BI, into your Tableau, whatever integration that you work with. And then let's think about, what are we doing different than other companies that do digital employee experience? I think it's the breadth, right? So from PCs to virtual machines, the whole collaboration space, the video endpoints, and the printing space. I think this is really what sets us apart, that we go through the entire endpoint space in order to collect from 22 million devices, commercial devices, telemetry data.
And here I go.
Thank you for giving me a brief.
Please bring a bit. Good. Ca să vă reamintesc să folosiți tool pe care îl avem, ca să puneți întrebările pe care le aveți și să puteți să le discutăm la sfârșit împreună cu Lars și să mai stăm puțin de vorbă în cazul în care aveți ceva nelămuriri. În cazul soluțiilor pe care deja le folosiți și dacă folosiți, care sunt? Puneți aici denumirile acestora ca să putem să le revizuim împreună. Ia să vedem. Good one.
Wow. Internally developed. Wow. Congratulations.
So good.
You can also say Excel, yeah? That would work as well. I have seen everything, yeah? So I have seen everything in this survey, I'm telling you. Thank you for actively participating. 4 people, thank you. Wow, everybody. So people working with Nexting. Good. Line desk. Service now, okay. Mobile iron. So is mobile iron more Romanian brand? Never heard about mobile iron.
No.
Okay, interesting. So I need to Google that.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, which is fine, right? This is perfectly, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that there is a possibility for us to, first of all, as I said, to work together with those tools and to be complementary. And the question is, how can they complementary? Why? And this is where we continue the story. So this is day 2 on our mission. We are now at 2,800 meters, something like that. Walking on, it looks like a super nice ascent. It looks not as steep as it was in reality. But everything fine. Easy, chill. The thing is, this is how a glacier can look like, but underneath, I can tell you, it looks different. Very differently. And this is the point, right? You never know. You never know where you are. You need to have experience and understanding how the snow looks like, because underneath, you can easily get these cracks. And this could be seriously a question between life and death. If you're not connected, that's it. It's very hard to get out of it because usually they're super deep. Underneath you have super cold water, it's almost impossible. So what you do is you do some training, right? In case somebody from the team falls in, this kid, my instrument, he was volunteering to climb down. And you obviously you learn techniques as a team to A, help yourself, or B, get him out as a team. So what does it mean in work life? Means there are problems happening. In work, usually the problem are not a problem between life and death, but they can mean trouble. And in work life, we call this remediation. So how do we see remediation happening with HP workforce experience? I think this is for us the heart and center of the solution. We had a fleet management solution before called Proactive Insights. Some of you may know that. What's really making the difference is remediation. So the capability of the system to idly correct issues. And the problem is, today, if you want, in the past, even with Proactive Insights, you had to pull a report about updated BIOSes or updated drivers. It was a very cumbersome process to remediate and to implement it through Intune. Now, what you would do now is you say, okay, let me choose. Whatever, I can do whatever, right? So whatever I think is worthwhile to remediate, I click on the issue. It would show me the issue and the problem that's happening. And it's if I just would have this remediation guide, there you would see what needs to happen. But the good thing is there's a button called remediate, and it would immediately show you the available scripts that would help to install the missing updates. Now let's go back. Just pick some one, pick another one. Go for a high impactful one, to basically install Windows security updates. Click remediate. Here you have a script gallery, which would give you the necessary scripts to run. You would have your own library if you have preferred scripts that you would like to use. And then the one is you just would press one and so go back. What I missed to do actually when I logged in, I actually wanted to show you not just the demo account of our demo install base here, but I really want to show you the inventory of the entire. You see now I have the differences now. I have here 80,000 devices, so this is basically our own simulation. Obviously now. The reason why I didn't click on execution was it would have been the script would have been executed on the real devices. Now I don't want to screw things up. So the way how I would now security updates here as well. Now I can go through the entire process. I have the appropriate script, and if I hit next now, you see what would happen in reality. But another colleague can do the demo again. You see now here at the bottom, remediation in progress. For those who are sitting in the back could see that. So that would trigger now, within the next 24 hours, that all impacted devices would get this security update. But that's the way how remediation works, based on very simple, understandable steps. And the good thing is, if you don't trust the system, there's always an explanation what's done in the script. Good. Check the time. I think we're on track, right? Let's go next. So, what was HP Experience? Comes in 3 plans: standard, professional, and elite. The thing is, the standard has basic remediation capabilities, but that's one of the real differentiators. How much remediation is included? The professional is the most used version, which is contains basically the full-fledged script library for remediations, and the last one has more AI capabilities. We will see what AI means in this context in a second. But let's continue the journey a little bit, right? So we are now on day 3. You hear the weather has changed. 3,800 meters. For those who sit the whole day in the office, like me, and if you're not a trained athlete, you will realize 3,800 meters, that is not the place where you are on a daily basis. Because of breathing, becomes, you realize it. Not difficult, but you realize that you are 3,800 meters, that you can climb above. So the team is only focusing on the mission. So the boys started to stopped yelling at each other, so not complaining, because simply it was really hard. And this is where we are as a team in real life as well. We are at the point where all of a sudden, you and your team, you focus on the mission, or the one that you have set, the goal that you have set, and you don't want to be deviated by IT problems, by any kind of issues. For that, you need an infrastructure that is there without you thinking about it, because you are on the mission, not taking care of updates, blue screens, all of the issues. This is why we we have put AI capabilities into HP workforce experience. AI in the sense of detect anomalies, simulate impacts, simulate the impact of scripts, simulate the impacts, what it means for individual people, in order to drive remediation, assistance, and automation. And that's what I want to show you in another demo. I've shown you already the remediation part, but devices, but policies. What do we mean with policies? Policies are basically rules to update driver, to automate certain elements when they're there. And I can basically give you any name. Test driver, type, virus update, description, globally, or only by certain platforms, whatever. I would say, okay, go with the HP recommended virus, next, and add. These are the steps which would allow you, or the system, would always make sure that all your fleet is being updated automatically. Of course, you can import your Entra ID, your groups, and then start to do also different policies by groups in order to simulate it in a real IT environment. The other way how AI is weaved into the whole thing is through scripting. I mean, nowadays, or in this version, because we're not yet live, did you say when we are going live? Okay, good. This is important later, right? I repeat, 30 years? September? I remember. Okay, so there's a script gallery. Obviously, I know why, I should. There's a script gallery, and you see this script gallery has been created either by the HP team, by your own team. The moment we are going live, we are going to evolve it. We are putting AI-generated scripts for your environment, so that your IT teams even can focus less on writing scripts, even taking scripts out of libraries, so that remediations that are there are being pushed based on your environment, ready, out of ready, steady-made script. Obviously, there's always a possibility for the IT people to check before you execute. Another way how to weave AI into the whole thing is through what we call the labs. So if you're keen on asking the system something in some prompts, you know, I just do the smart refresh prompt. That would be a prompt where I could say, what PCs do you want to refresh in the next whatever period of time? And then the question is, AI, tell me why. Yeah? Either because the disk utilization is bad, there are blue screen of deaths on these devices which can't be remediated anymore. There are certain errors, there are certain CPU utilization goes too high. So depending on what you want to know, you could even prompt it in the labs mode. You can start writing these on your own. I need to move a little bit ahead, otherwise we don't have time for Q&A. I hope you're using the app, right, to really type questions, because otherwise I need to give you my boring story. So please make sure that you type in your questions that we can then later use. Good. What other elements of AI are in it? So we talked about the remediation, the scripts, the policies. Now, just think about that there are 22 million devices. They are all connected, you know, like the smartwatch. You know, the smartwatch checking my body condition and telling me, you know, I need to exercise more. So in the same way is basically HP workforce experience, taking the information from the devices and creating clusters. So the whole remediation guide that you saw, it classified things into red, yellow, green. Behind that, is the thinking that there are so many devices, and I'm sure there's another device on this planet which is probably in a very similar condition than yours. So similar model, similar use, and certain remediations work well on that PC. You may even Google and say this is what a resolution to your problem, but HP Workforce Experience doesn't recommend it. Why? Because we are not just testing and analyzing the data before we execute the remediation, but also afterwards. So basically the machine learns how remediation scripts that are being executed, what result do they have? Are they putting the machine in a better state? Yes or no? And if they are not in a better state for that particular device, for that particular situation, then we don't recommend it. Yeah? So keep that in mind, that this is a computer which is there for you without you even noticing. And that was when we were at 3,800 meters, that we were focusing on just reaching the top. And I think I need to go back to my slides. We're getting to the top as well. So if anybody's interested in pricing, this is where our list price. So the question that you probably have in mind, what do I get for $2, if you go for the Pro, per month, per seat, on top of if I have injury? I think this is something where Roddy, our business development manager, will help you, and you as a partner will help you to understand what is the additional value for your specific situation. And I think we are here on a journey together, right? So we are learning as well to articulate in your specific situation what is the incremental value, not just from an age perspective, but from your perspective. And on top of that, obviously, we have solutions that are coming on top. Digital workspaces, HP Anywhere, I mentioned it. So the capability to have a high performance remote access to workstations, to Windows 365 environments. We have both protect and trace. So the capability of a device to remotely find, log, and erase. And keep in mind, you may say, this is not new, right? You're right? We do have this, there are other competitors who do that. If you have Wi-Fi, so if you are connected to the internet. Now what happens if this notebook got stolen out of whatever reason, or it's me, I forgot it in the plane, it's powered off, then your Wi-Fi connected version doesn't help you. This is what HP Wolf Connect is doing. You can trace, erase, find the device also when it's powered off, because it has a GSM card inside to manage and track the device. So if you have sensitive data on it, think about, talk to your partner, interview to us about HP Wolf Connect. It needs to be put into the machine when you find your partner. So a really important thing. We talked about the collaboration devices. We have an integration with HP Yocta. So not just the Poly devices, obviously, that we sell on our own, but even other collaboration devices, meeting endpoints. That will help us to understand how meetings happen and what quality of issues arise from potential connections and so on. And last but not least, obviously, the printer management is a topic on its own. We are at the moment it's in public live only in the US, but by the time that we will go live here in Romania on September 30th, it will hopefully be there as well. And then Obviously, support models are available, but here we also rely heavily on our dear channel partners, and to you to delight you with their service, with their support, but obviously as a certain amount, company size, you can also leverage HP resources. And with that, I hand it over back.
Please take the water.
Am I so desperate? Thank you.
Good. So can you please the next please? Yeah. So good. We are here now, and
why should I buy HP instead of Dell? You mean HP hardware or HP or the software version portion? So, you want to answer? Maybe we postpone this one, okay? I mean, we are a hardware company. We breathe and live hardware, right? And I'm one of the few people in HP who can even say, look, my HP workforce experience runs even on a Dell, on other brands. So I shouldn't care less, but why should you work with HP? Because in HP, right, you have the design, you have and especially if you look at workforce experience, obviously we can do more things on our own devices than on Dell PCs. So therefore, I would say, I would take it here. I don't want to comment too much on the hardware compare because this is not what I'm super up to date on. So you probably need to talk to the hardware people down there at the booth. They can give us a better answer. Is it possible to uninstall Windows updates using? Good question. I think yes. The answer is yes, because obviously, if you can, everything you can do with PowerShell scripts, you could do with this device. What is the pricing plan? Costs for 1,000 devices. So the price that you saw there was the single price, right? If you have for 1,000 devices, obviously there will be volume discounts, and you should definitely talk to us and your channel partner because there are rebates.
I have also two questions. If we have the fleet in Intune, there is a possibility to work together. I mean, if we have an Intune, all the fleet,
yes.
So we can work around. We can have the Intune.
So I mean, Intune is specifically important, right? Because everybody has Intune, because everybody has Microsoft. So we are even building a stronger integration in Intune. Right? At the moment, we are in touch with Microsoft. So to build an app inside of Intune, and we have a specific connection from our side towards it. So yes, the answer is yes, you can certainly use it. There will be a specific strong relationship with Intune to that the additional capabilities, right, that are delivered by HP Workforce Experience are helping Intune as well.
Thank you very much. The second question is, you are running on the mountains. What kind of communication do you have? Where there's no phone working? Do you have radio station with you?
So we are both, and you may laugh, right? My son is 15 years old. He gets the mountain guide. He is so much into it, and he learned from a much older mountain guide, and said, you know what? Be careful with your smartphone when it's cold. Batteries are going to die very fast. So, and you may not be even, if it's really cold, you don't want to even get your fingers out of your gloves to touch the screen. And if you do that, your finger may freeze to the touch screen. I can tell you, it's really, I was this year in March, I was with them, just to take, for 30 seconds, a selfie. It was so freezing cold. Also, I put my hand into the glove again. It really took a lot of time to warm up. So we are both, right, we even have a printed net with us that we are have a fallback plan in case modern technology fails.
Do we have more questions? Mai avem întrebări? Ceva? Cineva?
More questions? How tall are you? You need to guess.
Good. So, my part.
Yes.
Aici începe și joculețul nostru.
One second. I will give you the answer to this question at the very end, okay? But now you go.
Bun. O să vă rog să, dacă nu v-ați băgat încă, să scadați QR code-ul. Și o să avem câteva întrebări și niște cadouașe la sfârșit. But we have the answer. What's happening? Oops.
Go back.
Go. Back? That's good. What we are sharing? Let's give some sense.
Bridge is the whole thing. This is.
Lars came directly from there. Între timp, dacă mai sunt întrebări, și de putem discuta și mai târziu. What should we do now?
Good question. Okay, you guys.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Just go through it. Hopefully they're. Go to the next one.
No worries. Let's do it, how we do it, how we did it in the school.
Go fast.
Fast?
Go fast.
I did it.
So the one who gets it fastest. No,
it's not.
No. Okay. So you all see it. You all see it in the polls. Click through the polls. You see it all in once. In the polls. We go back. You see it in the poll very nicely. Yeah, now you see it in the poll. Just click through the poll.
Frictions happen, so this is. Let's ask the questions. Who is the first one, please?
Okay.
Yes,
that's what old school, right? So.
I will need the questions. Probably you see it here.
Yeah, you have questions.
Yeah. So WXP stands for. Who is the first one? Good. So you have the dancers as well, yeah? Yeah, so let's do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Let's have another
Yes.
question.
Go.
Okay, so then we do another question. When is the start date?
When is the start date of HP Workforce Experience in Romania? I think about other questions. How many million devices do we have currently connected to deliver telemetry data?
22 million. 8,000.
I heard 32 million. 22. Who said 22? 22 is correct. 22 million. That's what
Good one,
right. What does DEX stands for? DEX. Translated into Romanian. DEX. What does it stand for? What?
Translate.
Yeah. What does DEX stand for?
Experiența.
No, you should say it. The question translated Digital employee experience. Okay. What 5 elements are part of workforce experience? What 5 different elements are in like different device types, endpoint types? How many 5 endpoint types? PC, printers, peripherals, phones, printers. I did say. What? No, there's one more. Collaboration devices we said already. There's one more missing.
Laptops.
Virtual machine. Who said this? Did you have it? We have already there? What is HP Anywhere? High performance remote connection. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you a lot, and sorry for the friction. But,
Digital friction is everywhere,
things
right?
are happening. Yeah.
So, let's wrap it up, guys. This was our assessment. We made it finally. I would really recommend talking to your channel partners. And I know you all have missions to complete. You all have visions. Make sure they are happening and make sure take your passion, make it happen. It's powered by HP.